I'd like to call to order the Schenectady City Council Committee meeting for Monday, November 13th, 2023. And I'd like to turn it over to the Chair of Finance.
Thank you. I would like to reconvene the Finance Committee. Just a summary before we go into discussion of where we left off. Last time we met, we had asked the Mayor and the administration to give us several reports regarding the waste, water, and sewer on the commercial side. So we were fortunate to receive those reports. So on this sheet here, you should have the water and sewer commercial breakdown. And on this sheet, you will have the garbage breakdown. So thank you, Mr. Ferrari, for giving us this breakdown in terms of where we are in terms of commercial and the residential rates. We didn't receive any fee analysis for the jackpot. And I think we still have outstanding the vacancies, the breakdown of the vacancy report. We're waiting on HR.
HR said they cannot produce it from 2018 because they don't have enough information to go back. And also, really, why would it matter? I mean, these are the jobs that are vacant now.
I think also added to that is also looking at any interview. They were mentioned on the table here that they were interviewed and could be potential hire. And we would like to look at that to know if there were any of those things happen. So I will open discussion in terms of the commercial water, sewer, and the garbage. And then we can address those the still outstanding reports.
I sent you a new one today.
And sorry, you should also have this report here. This is just a breakdown of the last, the most updated version from Mr. Ferrari of what we discussed and what was passed out to the committee. So this is just for our reference.
So, Mr. McBaron, we do have the vacant ones that Mr. Ferrari, this is what you kind of gave to us today. Did you want it?
Oh, you have that?
The
Yeah,
ones
but
yes.
does it have all the stuff that was asked her in terms of the hire, interview?
No. It's just.
Somebody, I don't know if Ms. Patrick, you had asked for that, or Ms. Porfield?
We asked, so.
Because when they were looking at trying to say, okay, where can we adjust, somebody was saying on the table here that there are people who are being interviewed. I think it was the mayor was saying that, yes, yeah,
Right.
sorry.
And
And the HR was going to provide us that information to know which category of.
The information they requested is like go back to 2018.
That was
I
part
know
of
they
it
went-
too.
They went back to 2021, and she said she couldn't go. She doesn't even know how to go back to 2018 to get that information. But does it really matter, man? These are the vacant jobs we have now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you gotta decide. You want to keep it, you want to end them or whatever.
You have that report, so we
So,
share that on this.
Yes. And then, I think that's four. I think it's enough to count. Yeah. Thank you. So, Mr. McBaron?
Go ahead, please.
So when I initially asked that information, Derek did not say, Mr. Gupta did not say that he couldn't provide it. He simply said that the person was out. And so now this is the first time I'm hearing
So,
today that we can't.
Right. So I asked her today about it. She said she doesn't even know how to go back to 2018 to see what's vacant or not.
But can she go back to 2021?
Well,
She did.
This is a
That we had.
That's what she was able to do.
And the reason that the request was to go back beyond that, when we were discussing the vacancies, it was consistently said, part of the reason they weren't filled is because of COVID. So we were trying to look at what same positions were still vacant pre-COVID. So that's why the ask was to go back further, to look at it pre-COVID to really make an informed decision if the argument was that's because of COVID that it wasn't filled. So that's why.
Well, if you want to go through one by one, you can just see, like the city clerk, we took off the clerk rate because you said that's being done. Yeah. The IPS 3, pretty much a new position, right? You haven't had that long in a position, right? The Assistant Corporation Counsel, even go probably back to 2012, there's been openings in Assistant Corporation Counsels for years, right? Andrew?
Corporation
Assistant Corporation Counsel. You had openings for years.
My understanding is, I don't know what has been in previous budgets for openings, but I know that shortly before I started, there were, I believe, 6 attorneys in the Corporation Counsel's office, Corporation Counsel, Deputy Corp Counsel, 3 Assistant Corp Counsels, and then there was one person who hadn't passed the bar, but had graduated from law school that was doing an attorney role position. That was the last time, and I believe that was either early 2018 or late 2017 perhaps. That was before my time in the city.
So you see, since the time you've been there, there's always been an opening since then. Payroll,
That's not for lack of trying to
yeah.
find those.
Payroll audit clerk, it says we're just waiting for a test, that's why I took it off. Engineering, it says another one, that's a new position that started last year. There was somebody in it, but now it's vacant next year, in 2024. Utilities, this is a new position that just came up because of all the retirements. IT, this is just getting another IT person because John's going to be leaving and they're reestablishing the whole IT department. I took out the police and firefighters. The dog control officer, we've had a person missing there in the last 5 years. That's because we had 2 people there, they both went out on cop, and now we just got 1 person that's been like that for the last 3-4 years. MEOM.
Just before you go, you just mentioned we removed the police and fire. We're not addressing
Right, that's
the
why I removed them.
vacancies.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
why I
police
removed them.
department and
Right.
fire.
That's why I removed them.
That's a no touch.
Now, the MEOMs, there are always going to be vacancies because people retire, people come in, there's always openings, you know? So there's always going to be openings of that. The motor equipment, the guy that works the one at night, that's vacant now, but you still have, nobody made a decision if you want to keep it or not. So I put it on as a vacant as of 2024. Again, there's more MBOs. Code enforcement officers, as you know, we have trouble every year trying to get code enforcement officers. So for the last 2-3 years, that's been vacant. Code enforcement supervisor, this is pretty much what we had before was a part-time person was a supervisor. He had left 2-3 years ago, and that's still a vacant position now. Senior planner just opened up this year. We had the planner who was there, he left. And then the CD supervisor, I took them out only because those are all newly vacant positions.
So going back to the top, city clerk, clerical aide, we're removing that position.
I took it out because there's somebody in that position.
Clerical aide.
There was 2 clerical aide positions, the one person vacated last week.
Yeah, so it took, I said it's gonna be redone, right? You're gonna refill it, right?
Or I can refill the IPS 3
Well, that's
instead.
vacant right now, but it's, it's open.
Right.
So Ms. Michael, you're okay with not funding that clerical aide, one of them?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on these vacancies?
So we also recommend, we asked for, the ones that we asked to be taken out. Do we have a report on that? The ones from that Derek, okay.
I don't know what you mean.
So when we went through it, we had, all of us had a sheet.
They will be on this report, right?
These are all the ones we asked to be taken out?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all there.
If we were to remove any, this will be addition to this sheet.
Okay.
Mr. Ferrari, the clerical aid, since we're removing it, is not on this report, so you have to make an
Yeah,
adjustment.
I'm
to
doing
that.
it right now as we
Yeah.
start. So the bottom line number is gonna be 1213601. 1,231. 1,213,601. 1213601. What we're doing is, we're subtracting out the clerical aid, subtracting out the IPS 3, and then adding back the clerical aid.
Correct.
So the total will be 1213601. Clerical aid will be 38,140.
But the clerical aid is off of this.
Excuse me?
We're not putting in the clerical aid, right? Isn't that what you just,
Yeah, we're taking out the clerk aid, but keeping the IPS.
Oh, that's what,
The IPS 3 is
Right.
still vacant right now, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Anthony,
I thought that would be the
but it says 0 for the clerical aid
Yeah,
already, so.
they just changed it, because she said she'd rather do it the other way.
Okay, so this new sheet, I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
the new sheet that we just got
that
today.
That zero's gonna be 38,140, and then we're gonna make that 45,934 and the bottom number is gonna be 1213601.
And that just represents salary, right?
yeah.
Correct.
In your final calculation, you'll do the benefit,
Yeah,
plus the
let's
seven.
get all that stuff, let's get
Yeah,
this
plus
done
the
first.
70,
and then
plus the
we'll-
maintenance, yeah.
It's just a number, the other one's just a percentage.
So we just want to
Go ahead.
recap what you're proposing for the sewer and water and for the, because did everybody get that the reductions in sewer and water and the changes, in the let me say in the commercial sewer and water? Because that's where the changes were.
We should do one at a time, it'd be easier.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
all right,
Let's go through the water first.
it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, I'm not really sure, even when I was talking to Mr. Mutrian today, I wasn't really sure what he was looking for.
No, this is what I was looking for, a break away from the original, Carl's proposal of 50% for water and sewer across the board. But then we asked for, to look at the commercial side, what, how many revenue are being generated on the commercial side, not including the residential. So when we look at this here, on the water, the revenue, proposed revenue, 486,606 for water, and then on sewer, the proposed revenue, 776,506.
That's
So what you did, you just give us a breakdown to help us to look at what we had initially proposed by Carl.
And
What is
I
on the
gave you that
table?
number though.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And what I'm recommending is we keep the mayor's proposed increase in the commercial rate. I mean, just to help you guys go forward, because I personally think you should raise both rates, but that's up to you guys. Yeah. For the water, the mayor's proposed increase for the water for meter, for the unmetered sales, a regular roll is only a 7% increase.
And now you're talking residential, right?
Correct. The residential would be a 7% increase. A 13, well, unmetered, yeah. 7%, so we're going from 556 to 5956, it's only a 7% increase.
No, the 7% is this is the proposal, or this is after Carl's,
This is just the mayor's proposal. I'm just trying to
so
explain it.
with Carl's proposal, it's 3.5.
Carl's proposal is only for the commercial rate, would increase it by 13%. And, it would, and I said you would have to make up the difference by the fund balance. I said, if you just, for the water, if you just use the mayor's proposed rate, on both ends, a 26% increase in the water, to the mayor's proposal comes to 486,606, and the 7% increase in the unmetered of 396, then you wouldn't have to use any fund balance in the water department.
Carl, do you have the sheet that you have your sheet and then the proposal, the 50%?
Yeah, 50% I have it. It
You have
says
that?
2024 council increase,
Yes.
243,000. The new rate would be 0.00364. It's a 13% increase, which is half of what the mayor's budget is, 50%.
Commercial.
Yes. So, this is just for commercial.
That's just for commercial. Now, the next line shows the mayor's proposed amount for the housing, and that's only for the households, it's only a 7% increase. We're going from the $5,500,000 to $5,956,000. It's a $396,000 increase. It's only a 7% increase from 2023.
So, but you didn't give us only the 50% of it then?
Because John asked me not to do that.
Yeah, because I thought we already factored
Yeah.
in Carl's.
If you want the 50%,
Yes.
is 198. You're reducing it by 198,405
For water.
for water. Yeah, but then, like again, then you're gonna have to increase. You're gonna have to use fund balance to make up the difference. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure what you guys are looking for here. I'm making a suggestion that you should use the mayor's increases on both ends.
Any luck with the jackpot fee analysis?
Don't have it.
You don't have it.
Say it again, Mr. Mitchell?
The jackpot.
Oh, jackpots. Jackpots?
Yeah.
Well, that's garbage, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You gave us the ways to commercial.
Go ahead, please.
Mr. Ferrari, and I think that you sent us an email also suggesting that perhaps if we did raise the rates on commercial, that we might lose customers
On the waste side.
on the waste side.
When I gave you a whole
Yeah,
array of stuff, if you looked at it, the numbers you're trying to, if you want to really get up into the $1 million differences, you're looking at a 500% increase. But I think anything above the 50% increase, you will lose customers going forward, because just won't be worth it.
Yeah, that's going to maximum 500,000, 500% increase.
And we're looking at 50% increases, so, you know, I believe the revenue is a little bit, you know, but it's not as much as the $1 million you guys are looking for. And as I show too is, you know, how it affects each of them, how much it would change the cost of the people at the different rates too. So I wanted to see that. That's why.
If I mean, I would like to suggest some things to table based on the conversation Mr. Farley and I had today in terms of the water. I would like to suggest that we go to the proposal, the full ask of 486,606, 26% on the commercial side. And then go down to the bottom, the sewer, I am proposing the full ask, 776,506. And that will bring us in a better position. Well, that is my recommendation at this point in time. And the on-meter, I will stick with Mr. Williams' proposal, initial proposal of 50%.
You're saying 50% of the meters
On
proposed.
meter. That is the residential, the on meter.
Right.
Yes.
So 198,440.
Yes.
Right.
What was that number again? 198?
I think, I just did it myself, so.
198,405.
Yeah, we reduce the mayor's proposed budget by 198,405.
Yeah. So that is my recommendation. So go full ask for the proposal, 486,606 for water, and 50% for the on-meter residential, and full ask for the sewer, 776,506.
And Mr. Moody,
Cool.
the unmetered for the sewer? Do you have a recommendation?
Yeah, that is also
50%.
50%. We'll stick to the original.
873, 734, the reduction from the mayor's.
873.
$873,734 reduction from the mayor's proposal, from 9.6 million to 8.8 million. Then I have to figure out how much fund balance we're gonna be using in that, but
So,
I'm happy it's less.
wait, so we'd have to make up 873,734 plus 198,405, is what you're saying, is what I'm thinking.
No, there were some adjustments already made by Mr. Williams' proposal. So the numbers, once this is factored into the report, it will push away.
Because initially, Ms. Patrick, they did 50% of both commercial and residential, and now it's being 100% of commercial and only 50% of residential.
I guess I need to see how it all
Yeah,
plays
that's
into
it.
the
Once
whole
you see the
budget
number
that you're
updated,
proposing,
it will
because-
push away that you're, yeah.
Because we haven't made decisions about cutting all these vacancies.
That's a
That's a
different
separate-
fund. That's a
Okay,
whole
okay.
different fund.
That's a
So that's why I
different-
think we
Water
need to see the
source,
big
so-
picture.
Yeah, water and sewer is separate from that. you know.
I understand that, I just
So whatever we
don't
do,
feel like we can make a decision until we see.
whatever we do with the vacancy, we'll go into the general fund and help to offset what we talked about last week in terms of pushing back some fund to some of the lines. So I mean, that is what I'm proposing on the table. I mean, I think that's reasonable compromise on my side, and I hope that you can see the same way. I mean, I'm glad that I had a conversation with Mr. Farley today and last week, and to get a better understanding of where we are. Go ahead, please.
And I'd also like to add, thank you very much to your office for providing these numbers, at least for myself personally, having a better representation of how to attribute these increases to our city. I think it is fair, this breakdown of meeting the mayor's requested ask for the commercial side while allowing some breathing room, for lack of better words, for our residents, whom of which have been vocal about not having these increases in general, but I think in understanding more the context that Mr. Fry has been speaking in, as we need to start planning for future years, hopefully this sounds as an appropriate concession moving forward.
And just to add to that, so the other sheet I just missed it too. like commercial garbage. I mean, I understand that Mr. Ferrari concerned about people might want to drop off, but I would like to suggest that we increase on the commercial side, commercial garbage, to $5.17 per gallon.
50%.
That will generate, based on this worksheet here, $140,000. I mean, we can go to 100%, but that might be too extreme. Based on
I think it's too
this.
extreme, but
Yeah,
you know, since we're on a roll with this, why don't we try to at least raise the regular waste while we're on a roll here?
go ahead, please, Sam.
I'd like to know why owner occupied two-family houses as well as units with 3 units or more aren't included in the increases. Because those are basically commercial establishments, they're small businesses.
Anything over
Yeah.
4, it was metered, right?
Okay, so that leaves out the 2 and 3 family.
Right.
But those are,
Those would be the homeowner ones that were not.
no, I'm saying unowner occupied.
Yeah.
Those should be included.
That is not originally part of the, how the calculation is done.
Not, never, you're talking about water and sewer? Is that what
Yes.
you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's not part of the calculation.
I understand that. What I'm saying is if we're looking at this from a commercial perspective,
Commercial, yeah.
those are small businesses, they should be included in that increase.
Go ahead, please.
I don't believe that those properties are metered. I believe those are unmetered, so that wouldn't be calculated for that purpose.
Is it 4 family or higher? Are we
For residential properties, yes, it's 411, it's 4 family or more,
They would be metered.
should have meters.
They'd be considered commercial, but 1 to 3 are not.
No, I understand what I'm saying
Oh,
about making that adjustment.
But it could be calculated, I think, is the problem, if they're unmetered.
Under 4. Do we know how?
That is something we want
well,
to look in the
the
future.
50% increase will help. The 1, 2, and 3, because that'd be per unit, you know, so the 3 unit would be.
3 separate charges,
Yeah.
yes. And that is going up by 50%, so. it will
And do we
fluctuate.
have any idea of how many of these two-family households that have been converted into 3, 4, or 5 apartments? Because a lot of those, I believe, are not on the books, and they'll be avoiding this.
Wouldn't that be a question for code enforcement?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And if we base on garbage, the total number of non-exempt 3 families are 425, 436. Well, 425 non-exempt, with 11 3 families that are exempt. The total number of non-exempt 2 families is 4,962, and the total number of single families is 9,000. A non-exempt 9,475. Total of 10,168. And those are for garbage. So I'm figuring it's almost about the same. There's 925 exempt properties, you know, in the garbage. And like I was saying, since we're talking about waste, should we at least raise regular waste? At least 50%, at least. Begging you.
And you're saying to raise it 50% of the mayor's proposed budget, is
Correct.
what you're saying, right, okay, just want to be clear about that.
From 78 to 39. And I also think you should also raise the exempt parcels. I mean, they've been at $137 for like the past 10 years. And that's 1, 2, or 3 family exempt, you know. So if you're a exempt person, you own a 3 family house, you're all 3 families, you're only paying $137. It doesn't multiply like the regular standard homes. You're not paying 137 times 3.
And when you say exempt, that's senior.
Senior, yeah,
and
senior.
veterans.
Yeah, senior disability and disabled vets. Seniors, disabled,
And vets.
vets, yeah. And so, you know, like I said, I think we should minimum, because I'm just letting you know now, next year you're gonna have to raise it again, because you're not raising it enough now. You're gonna, like I said, if you raise it $39 for the units for waste collection, and then also for the exempt, $38. So the new rate would go from $249 to $288, and the parcels, exempt parcels, go $137 to $175.
Yeah, no, you're talking, yeah, go ahead, please.
And I just wonder, you know, by raising the commercial rates, is that gonna get passed on to our residents in a more outstanding way? When their rates go up, who's gonna cover that amount of money?
Well, the same thing that happened for residential too, where the tenant's gonna pass on to the tenant. So it's,
Yeah.
it's gonna affect everybody across the board.
But I think you gotta raise the
Owners
rates.
and renter and business and
Right.
business patrons.
So are you advocating to not raise the rates?
Pardon me?
Are you advocating to not raise the rates then?
I think it should be over, not just the commercial rates, I think everyone should pay their own share, residents and commercial, and not just burden the commercial part of it. And just, for
And like I said,
instance,
we did it with the water and sewer, maybe we should do the 50% for waste too. I
So
mean, from
this-
78 to 39. I know, Mayor, it's not enough, but I'm just trying to find a compromise here.
Well, let me be clear, I have to have something that is balanced, the revenue is there to pay the debt service, and need you to take that into consideration.
No, Mary says that you don't have the fee analysis for the jackpot, is there like another week or so to get that? Or not a couple days, or just a week and a day or two? Or is that,
Still working on it, the problem also with just the jackpots become, in theory, it's self-correcting. So you have the jackpots out there now, we're going to find people, charge them more. They're not gonna put it out anymore, and so I can't treat that as a reoccurring revenue source going forward.
But
Even though it's something we should do to get compliance and get people who are really abusing the system, but it's not going to solve the problem. It's really going through the 24 budget or clearly going into the 25 budget.
but it does on one end, it's not gonna be a reoccurring, hopefully, if people are adhering to it, it won't reoccur. What it will do is lessen the burden and the cost of operating costs of the city. So you get the savings on that side, but yeah, to your point, there will be a reoccurring thing. But it's, okay, that's good.
I mean, I think the sufficient, I mean, in terms of going full out and then going 50% for the on-meter water and sewer and going 100% out for the sewer and water on the commercial side. And at the same time, we can look at the garbage in terms of either 50%. I mean, I'm gonna stick to those.
Say that again, John? You're gonna stick with.
But what I suggested here. Okay, I think this is a big compromise because if we were to add all of this up here, this is about like upward of $900,000 additional revenue.
Excuse me?
If we were to add all of this up, I'm thinking it's gonna go upwards of $800,000 to $900,000. Yeah, you don't have
What numbers you talking about?
the 100% for water, commercial, 50%.
Oh, yeah, well, remember, that's
Wait,
separate from.
yes.
General fund.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even counting the garbage side here in the general fund.
Yeah, so, the 100% water and the 50% water, that will bring us to, we have to use, the difference of $198,400 for fund balance to balance that. I believe that's how it works. I'm gonna have to look at it. Like it says. But the water and sewer, we'll take a look at that. But we gotta figure out the general fund. Now, we're saying 114,000 for additional of the 50% increase, right?
Yes.
250, 125. Okay, now we're talking about raising the other part of it.
No, I'm not. Not on my side.
Okay, so then,
I don't know what the other is.
so we're gonna take that 114,000 and reduce appropriate fund balance. If we add that revenue from an additional 3.2, what do we do?
Well, not only reduce the fund balance, I think we have made some
geez,
suggestion in terms of pushing back
So
police and
we'll
fire.
reduce the fund balance from 4.1 to 4 million. If you get that additional revenue from the garbage.
Can we use that towards the police overtime and the fire overtime? Split it. If there is not, if there is no other, if there's no other suggested on these vacancies, then that's what I'm suggesting. I think you brought it up last week too. in terms of
Again, I
that,
think we
just
have to
pushing
look
back.
at it as a big picture
big-
because we have numbers all over the place here, so we'd have to see how it plugged in. I mean, I think several of us want to make sure that we're not cutting the police and fire overtime. So, I mean,
So why don't we, if you don't mind, Mr. Ferrari, just address these, the water, sewer?
You want me to do
And then we can do the
I can-
general fund.
I can come right back to
Yes.
that.
And we
you
can
guys
discuss
decide
in
what you wanna
terms
do
of
with
the,
those jobs and
can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
think
before
about
he
the
goes?
garbage, 39, 50%, that's gonna increase your budget. Let me just see where we are here.
Let's see where we are.
52 to 52 to 61. So it's about $800,000 increase.
If we go with the mayor's figure for the,
No, if you go half of the mayor's figure. If you go with the mayor's figures, then you don't have to worry about nothing. I'm gonna go do water and sewer, you guys figure out the rest, right?
yeah, I mean, I also still have major concern if we take too much money out of the reserve fund, so that's another important figure that we have to look at.
we can continue discussion on the vacancies.
On these proposed changes, how many positions there are.
Yeah, please, Mr. Farrow, you just want to walk us through the sewer first, and then the water, the changes that you made, and then we'll go into the general fund and those proposed changes.
So what we're doing is, with the sewer, meter charges inside the city, we're not doing any council changes, we're going, with the mayor's proposal. And then, we're taking 50% of the mayor's, proposal, and we're reducing it by 873,000 to 8.8 million. And then we, of course, to offset that, we're gonna be using, with this is sewer rate, we're using $873,734 of fund balance to, even the sewer fund. And, the changes are on the front page, let me show you that. And the next page is revenues. You wanna look at water next, or you guys all?
Yes, go ahead, please.
So with the sewer fund there, it says 873,000 in appropriate fund balance, but
Right.
the new budget says 441.
Excuse me. Oh. Should be 873, I see what you're saying, new budget, 873. 734. Yeah, sorry, John, thank you very much for putting that out for me.
The water is the same thing too.
The water is the same thing, that should be 198,405.
Where?
From the council changes.
Just like that, this should be it.
I got that one.
Yeah.
Where's the water one?
Water is FX.
The
Another
next,
sheet.
you should have a
Whole
next
different
page.
sheet.
FX.
You don't have water?
I don't have water.
You have water?
We don't have water. You don't have it either, right?
I got it.
Oh,
Water is FX.
You're the only one that doesn't have Carmel? Is Patrick? You have water?
I don't have water.
Here. That's it down.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know water.
And we need, the mayor needs water also.
I did the one side. I did But all that, you can see the thing adds up. Correct. The addition's correct.
Okay,
All
now,
right, somebody has one water extra because we only have sewer left. There's like 4 sewer, copies of sewer left.
I did 15 copies of each to
myself.
make sure everybody's got it.
Yeah,
so John, is
Down
that the
the
same on the water page?
Yes.
yeah, the same, so you just have to strike that out and put in
198.
198,405.
How many you have both, water and sewer?
Instead of 441.
Yep.
Yeah, but the ultimate number is correct though. The math is correct.
See
though.
this? Oh, the math is correct, even with the new number?
It
No,
was, no,
No.
it wasn't on the sewer. I didn't do the water.
the number's gonna change on both sides, sewer and water.
Okay, can we get those numbers?
Just add the numbers for the.
I mean, I can take out my calculator.
Right,
I
right.
think that's why I knew they were right. You
Yeah,
have
calculator.
the new numbers.
You have it on your phone?
Yeah. Oh, here. He's gonna calculate it right now. So we can stop.
He's doing it, he's doing it. Ms. Porterfield just said he's doing it.
No, I'm doing water first.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't.
See who does it first.
Okay. And I'll do this works out. Why is that? Two, three, four, 1, 380 plus 59. Negative.
Do you want them first?
59. That's how it is. So this will be 80, 82, 98, 267. And then this adds up to the same, 2, 3, 4, 1, 380 plus 575, 482. 158, 482, and then 198, 405. They came out a different number than I just did. 2341.
Better go use your spreadsheet, Anthony.
I should have just added it by hand, it would have just been easier.
Actually, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
8298, 8298, 567, so that works out. So we're just looking at the budget changes and the budget changes. And then I put the actual revenues over here and show that it works out. Seven, 8, 4, 8, 13,
Oh, yeah, that's how it is, yeah.
14. 14, and the 1, 15, and 3, 18, and the 1, 6, 13, and the 1, 15, 16, 24, and 12, 4, 3, 8, 4, 87, yeah.
Yes.
Yep, they're all good.
What did you get for the, water?
8298567.
I got 267, okay.
Me too.
8298267, excuse me. Did I say?
267.
267, yeah. Can't read my own handwriting.
So, Anthony, go over that again for me, so I understand.
So, let's start with the water. The water, the sewer water, metered sales, commercial, we proposed budget was $2,341,380. We're proposing no changes now because we're using the mayor's commercial rate. Then the unmetered sales, which would be the homeowners, the proposed was 5956887. We're reducing that by half of what the mayor's proposal was. That comes to 198,405 to bring the new budget to 575842, and then our appropriate fund balance is 198,405 that we'll be using for the water fund to make it even, make the total budget even. And then you can see that on the page, the actual revenue side, we'll make the changes. Proposed budget equals proposed budget. And the same with the sewer.
So let's spend a second on the fund balance. That's basically 1.871329, correct?
Excuse me,
The fund balance?
for what? Water or sewer?
Yeah, both together.
Oh, together? Yes, it's gonna be
872.
873 and 200,000, so yeah,
Right.
1.329.
329.
Yeah.
So what would that leave us for the fund balance?
Okay, for, I have the figures in fact. You just. Just if I left it on my desk, right? For 800,000, we have 3 million, 2.8 million for the sewer at 800,000. It's gonna leave us with unassigned about the million five. 2.3, yeah, $1,500,000. And the water fund, we have 2.3 million and 200,000, so we'll still have 2 million, 2.1 million left. I think I gave you guys all the fund balances last time here. I thought I had it in my workbook, but I think I left it in the office. When I took all the papers out.
This thing,
Yeah, there you go. Can
you wanna see it?
Yeah, thank you very much. So, for the water fund, like I said, the outside is 2.2 million, we're gonna take away the 200,000 is gonna be 2 million, the sewer fund, is 3.1 million, gonna take 800,000, it's at 2.3 million.
So, a few years ago, there were several big sewer issues. How much, just, I don't remember the numbers. What were those expenses, just off roughly?
I mean, well, are you talking about the project that we did, the sewer and water fund?
No, like, there was that major breakage
Yeah,
and,
the major break, off of, 890 over there, that was like 1.3 million, which we used the reserves fund. The most recently was the crack on, Eastern Avenue, that was
Right.
500,000. Anytime that we have a break, it's a minimum of 250,000. If it goes below 10 feet, if we have to go 10 feet or more, we're hitting the $1 million mark.
so then we would have, what did you say, about $1 million left?
Correct. Well, 2 million in the,
I'm strictly
Water
talking
and,
about the sewer.
yeah, 2 million in water and about 2.3 million in sewer left.
Wait,
Because we got 3.1 minus 800,000,
right,
2.3.
but didn't you say 1 million before?
No,
no,
no.
Oh,
I did not know.
no.
And, you know, when I gave you the water sewer funds, I also wrote here that, you know, it's all, the reason why we're looking, especially for the sewer for the increase, was due to the debt payment for the water.
Right.
You know, which is gonna be over $1 million a year for the next 30 years.
Right, that's, the simple number is, you know, the simple number is that we spent $50-some million doing all the upgrades. We had $21 million in grants, now we owe $30 million. It's approximately $1 million a year, most of that is at zero interest, so it's a good overall financing package. But what you're coming back is now you're gonna say, in the budget I proposed, which takes that into account of maintaining our fund balance, so when we have events, we're gonna have cash to be able to deal with it. And you're gonna cut $1 million out, which would be the annual payment on that debt. And these numbers are big, but the actual cost to the resident is a small amount to get a very high quality source of water and a very high quality wastewater system that serves the residents and also positions us for stability and economic growth going forward.
I don't want to be negative here, but I don't want to end up, you know, my time here is coming close to an end. But I don't want to see the position of the city happening, what happened to Flint, Michigan, where you're just going to have to take water right out of the Mohawk or dump right into the Mohawk because you're going to have to save money because you can't afford to run what you got to run.
Well, that's part of the consent order, the things that we're doing, so it's not like we're doing it as a choice.
Correct.
Coming into compliance of state and federal standards.
So Anthony, you just want to walk us the general fund? What changes you made there?
Okay, I'm confused with this too. Okay, so really the only changes that we made since last time was the commercial waste fee. We increased it by $114,125. And what we did is we had the revenue $114,000. We reduced police overtime by the $56,000, whatever it was, from $350 to $290 to $937, and the fire to by $292,000. So we took the $114,000, split it between the police and fire overtime.
I don't know if it's, no. Oh, wait a minute.
There's 15 of them, so I know we gotta have them.
It's a good one. Somebody's hoping out down there.
John needs one of these.
Now,
Oh, he doesn't have
I had thought,
This one?
No, this is a new one.
New
This
one.
came.
It
Budget,
came with
council
the
budget
insurance.
changes?
This one here, you have an extra?
should be, I made 15 of them.
Somebody's holding on to them down there. That's it. Is it over here?
Anybody has extra in the packet? The new one, second one.
You know, there, Mr. Ferrari? I mean, Mr.
What are you looking for, extra
I
what?
think they're looking for an extra of this one?
Yes, you have it?
Nope.
All right, so, all right, here, you can, who needs a copy?
This is not stated, so
Is that-
use it.
Oh.
No, that's the other one.
Mr.
You have a
Farrar
copy?
No, I don't have a copy. I thought you needed them.
No, we have.
Here,
I'll make it.
We're good.
Okay,
We're good.
all right. Does anybody else have a copy?
It's not it.
Yeah, it's not it. Okay.
No.
It's moving there, it's Kenny.
What time is it?
Guys, we're gonna be upstairs in the council chambers. That will be up soon.
Sooner or later.
Can we just go through this on Mr. Ferrari? Because we're running
Okay, so
behind.
like I said, the only increase from the last time was $114,125. Now, increasing the commercial waste fee, and when we did that, we split that in half and, at whatever that, what is that, 57,000? And we, increased the police overtime and fire overtime at 57,000 each. But when I was going into the office, like I told it, like I had thought we talked about increasing waste by 50%. I wasn't sure.
No,
I did not put that.
it was 50% of commercial.
Yeah,
only.
but
That's what
I
I
just thought
was-
the regular waste too.
No.
Because if you did that, that would, you know, solve a lot of your problems or inconsistencies.
I'm not sure if we can get this out there for the interview. 9 minutes. Whatever we can.
No, I don't.
Want to try to just pass the mayor's budget? Can we do that again?
I would be in favor of that.
You're out this week. John, you're out this week.
Are you?
There you go.
I'm back Friday afternoon.
Thanks.
Friday afternoon. Is everybody out this, complete this week? John, William,
No, I'm out.
this
For
whole
work.
week? You're out this week also?
No, yeah.
You're here this week, you're here.
I'm gone.
Friday.
I'm back Friday afternoon.
Go ahead, please, sorry.
So, I just want to ask if 3 people were back on Saturday. I know that sounds like,
Is everybody good on that? Saturday?
I can make Saturday work.
Want to make sure everybody's here.
beg your
Saturday,
pardon?
so, to do it with 5 of us, 6 of us.
It would have to be.
John, you're back on
early
Saturday
afternoon.
morning,
Suppose.
suppose. Go ahead, you have your hand up.
I just want to know if we can, because Ms. DeToro said it had to be afternoon, so. I was just trying to-
Early afternoon.
Oh, not morning though?
Like,
Oh, morning, yes, but,
On Saturday.
yes.
You can do morning or early afternoon.
I can do morning.
I can do either.
can we meet at 10?
Does that work for you, Tom?
Everybody,
I just make it work.
make it work.
John,
Please check your
Yeah.
calendar.
I just don't know, and what, you know, tennis, not around.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Do you want to do
Let
that?
me, yeah, let me.
Check your email. Huh?
I can do it anytime, but I think
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Dates it this weekend, let me think here, I can, 11 would work better for me, or early afternoon. I need to be up.
11 this Saturday.
or later.
Go ahead,
Or
please.
later, yeah, 6, I need to be at 6 o'clock.
All right.
11/18, 18th, right, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is everybody good for Saturday, 11 a.m.? Mr. Porterfield, you check?
Yes.
You
yes.
good?
Mhm.
You're good?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right, so we'll recess the finance committee to Saturday, November, is it 18th?
18.
18th at 11 a.m.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye, thank you.
Yeah.
Alright.